Hey everybody! Now that we know sort of what probability means and exactly what the words certain and impossible mean, today we're going to look at everything in between. So, if something isn't necessarily impossible, but it also isn't certain that it'll definitely happen, what can we use in between to describe? And two words we're going to look at are the words likely and unlikely. And what likely means is that it's when something probably will happen, but it's not definite. We can't assume 100% that it absolutely will happen, but we can assume that it's pretty likely to happen. It probably will happen. And on the opposite end, unlikely means when something probably won't happen, but we can't say that it's impossible. It's still, there's a little bit of a chance that it could happen, but it probably won't.
Is it likely or unlikely that I'll get to nap this afternoon?
I would say it's pretty likely that you're going to get to nap this afternoon, Ravi. I can't say it's certain because who knows? Maybe we get a really busy afternoon and we go for lots of long walks. But it's pretty likely because almost every afternoon you get to nap in the sunshine.
Would you say that it's likely or unlikely that I get to go run around on the street by myself?
I would say it's pretty unlikely that you get to go run around in the street by yourself because even when I put you in the backyard, we have a fence. But I can't say it's impossible because maybe somebody leaves the gate open and one day you do get to go run around in the street by yourself. Another example I want to show you is this. I have a little clear container here and I've got some buttons. And in the container, I'm going to put 10 buttons. 3 of them are going to be blue, so 1, 2, 3 blues, and 7 of them are going to be green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 green. So if I shake them up, and I'm going to pick just one button out, because I know that there are 7 greens and only 3 blues, I can say that it's likely that I will pick a green one out because there are so many more green buttons than there are blue buttons. So if I wiggle around, a green button. I could say on the opposite end that it's unlikely that I'm going to pick a blue button because, like we know, there's 3 buttons that are blue and 7 buttons that are green. It's not impossible that I would pick a blue button out because there are some, but it's unlikely because there are so many more green ones. So today what your challenge is going to be is you're going to make 2 spinners, and I'm going to show you how to make spinners in a second. And with those spinners, you're going to make 2 different types, and you're going to test the probability of what you're going to spin, so what your results will be. So I'm going to show you how to make the spinners, and then it'll be your job to test the results on your own. Have fun! So to make your spinners, the first thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to make 2 perfect circles. So I'm using a cup, and I'm going to put it on my paper, and I'm going to trace all the way around with a pen. So I have 1 circle, finish it there, and another circle. This is what I want you to do exactly the way I do it. On one of the circles, we're going to cut it right in half. So I'm going to find the middle, and I'm going to draw a line right down the middle. So I'm going to have 1 half on this side and 1 half on that side. This one, I'm not going to cut it in half, but I'm going to draw a little circle in the middle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a tiny little piece of the pie. So from the middle, I'm going to draw a line going up. And then I'm not going to draw another line going to the bottom because that would cut it in half again. And I just want a little piece of the pie. So this is how your 2 spinners should look like in the end. And then you're going to need 2 different colors. So I'm using blue and red. And one side is going to be blue. And one piece, so I'm going to pick the bigger piece on this spinner, is going to be blue because blue is my favorite color and everything has to be blue. And then I'm going to use my red and I'm going to color the other half of this one red and the tiny little piece of the pie here red. You can make your coloring much more neat and careful than I did.
But yes. So now to actually do the spinner, you're going to need a pen or a sharp pencil. You can also use a paper clip, but I didn't have any paper clips in my house. So what you're going to do is you need to have a dot in the middle of both your spinners. So you can use a paper clip or you can use, I had a little binder clip. And what you're going to do is you're going to put your pen down in the middle and you're going to press really hard on the top so that when you spin it, it's going to land on either side. And what I want you to do is I want you to make yourself a little table at the bottom of each spinner. And you're going to cut those in half. And one side is going to represent the blue. And one side is going to represent the red. And I want you to take 20 spins on each spinner. And every time you spin it, you're going to make a tally mark on which color it lands on. Before you do this though, because today we're going to be both mathematicians and scientists. So scientists, when they do an experiment, which is what we're doing now, before you do an experiment, you need to predict. So now we need to predict, what do you think is going to happen in your 20 spins? What do you think your tally marks will look like at the end? And what do you think is going to happen on this one? And what do you think your tally marks will look like at the end? And then actually conduct the experiment. And so every time you spin, it lands on blue. I'm going to put a tally mark there. What do you notice at the end between what your prediction was and what actually happened?